So this gentleman Felix and I have had a pretty interesting conversation regarding the future of Windows versus Linux. And it really made me start to think. And for a brief moment, I was considering the Samsung Galaxy Note Pro 12.2, the device that you see on the left. Android is not a bad system. I think part of the reason, for those of you who do not know, I'm looking at getting an iPhone for the holiday season for two reasons. First of all is accessibility. Second is that I think I've run my Galaxy into the ground. Excuse me. Oh, pardon. Now, back to that first front, accessibility. Windows has also got that covered when you're looking at getting work done. And how is that, how does that work over Android? Well, I tried a Samsung Galaxy Note Pro 12.2. It had a keyboard and a mouse hooked up to it. And the mouse had some, I could enlarge the text, and I could get the cursor to going, but I couldn't get any high contrast options for the cursor. I couldn't get any markers to tell me where the cursor was because it blended into everything. Now on the Mac and on Windows, you've actually got some enhancements to this effect using a utility called ZoomText. You notice my screen just turned blue, and we've got now this this little box, and you notice the picture has kind of gone all radioactive on us. Well, we can turn off the enhancement with a Command Option \, and we can take a look around our zoomed image. You notice how nice and smooth this is. Turn this back on. We can go over here.
Speech.
And we've got special borders to tell us what's in focus. I've got the negative white on black, which is a lot better than what the Mac offers by default. The Mac offers, and so does Windows, I'm afraid to say, or at least Windows 7 did, and that is if you don't use the high contrast and you just invert the colors, then everything's going to look like it's been through a nuclear disaster. Now, Windows does have a high contrast mode to combat this. OS X does not. Nor does Android. Unfortunately, Android also gives you that nuclear war treatment, as opposed to a true white on black that you see here in the square. You notice again that I have speech enabled. And the reason is because if I encounter anything that's very low contrast, for instance, I've got black on black, that's not a good start. So if I hover over my cursor over the folder here and I hit Command,
Christmas 2014.
And I could click over here where the battery is.
System UI server, menu bar item.
Now I can't quite see what this says below. I can put my mouse over here, click and push Command.
3:02 until full, disabled menu item.
So I can know that I've got 3 hours and 2 minutes left in the battery.
Speech.
And I can even use Command Tab.
Safari. QuickTime Player. Finder. Text edit.
And you notice we have a green circle with our cursor blinking. I can move my arrow. You notice that we've got a blue cursor icon here along with the green circle. So I can say and I can just type like that. I can go up here.
View, menu bar item. Action, zoom in, zoom out, menu item. Shift, zoom in, window, menu bar item. Minimize, zoom, menu, bring all to front, menu item.
Now what's really great about this is I don't have to do near as much scrolling, so if I'm in a hurry, you notice bring all to front is not in excuse me, it doesn't all fit.
Bring all to front, menu item.
Hit Command and it gives me all that information. So let's go back to
Visit, window, label.
Safari. And if I hit Control Tab to go to the next tab, you notice that we're now on Engadget. And there's not much text in our little square here.
Link. Sony's waterproof smartwatch 3 is on sale now for $250.
Now, you notice that there's a bunch of extraneous material around here, and scrolling around back and forth through the article, like I could zoom around here, and it can be a bit of going back and forth. After a while, it can get pretty tiring. So let's read this article here.
Window labeled Sony.
And what we can do is we can hit Option Command R.
Retrieving content. Sony's waterproof smartwatch 3 is on sale now for $250. Maybe third time's the charm. Sony's first Android Wear device is smartwatch number 3, and it's gone on sale today, priced at $250. There's no circular screen, but there is a healthy dose of IP68 waterproofing and a built-in GPS. Features like this could make the smartwatch 3 arguably the most outdoors friendly of the Wear crowd, even if it's relatively neat design.
So you can see it's reading to me. I've got nice large print. I've got my enhancements. I can call up at any time.
ZoomText, text field.
And I've got Spotlight here. Same deal. I could say Wikipedia, bring up stuff from Wikipedia.
Window labeled ZoomText web reader.
And you notice as I zoom in, it gives me the magnification right there on the screen. The built-in zoom on the Mac does not do any of this. And I can just hit play.
Features like this could make the smartwatch 3 arguably
Turn
the
it
most
off.
outdoors friendly of the Wear crowd, even if its relatively neat design doesn't
Turn
turn
it
that many
on.
heads.
Pause. And if I'm not sure, I can see the F here. Now I know this says share to Facebook, but let's say I didn't. Let's say I can't. Let's say I didn't know what this F meant. So I hit Command.
Share on Facebook.
Okay.
Close.
So we could close it out.
Toggle full screen.
So we'll close. That is the web reader. That is a very unique item for ZoomText in both the Windows and the Mac. Windows gives you these enhancements, and so does the Mac. I think it's worth, now the software's not cheap, it's several $100s, but it's well worth it. Excuse me. And iOS does have something similar, but again, it's nowhere near to the extent that ZoomText has, but it is passable. And of course, you've got VoiceOver if you need that. The problem is, Android, as far as low vision enhancements, to my knowledge, doesn't give you any of that. They don't give you a full screen magnifier with all of these great enhancements. And I think that in order for Android to become a desktop replacement, not just for people who are visually impaired, but let me tell you something. There are people out there who I'm sure they may not need the enhancement or the magnification, but they may just want to have the cursor a different color so it stands out. ZoomText can help in that. They've got ZoomText Express on the Windows side for people that, for just such an emergency, that can need basic magnification but maybe not much else. Now, Android does have basic screen magnification, but there's a problem with it. It's not keyboard friendly, which means if you want to have the keyboard attached and try to do as much work from the keyboard as you can, and not have to deal with a mouse so much, then you've got a problem because you have to take 3 hands and have them out front and move around with 3 fingers, panning around all the time. You're going to get tired from that. So I do think that a dedicated, purpose-built accessibility solution like ZoomText would definitely be welcome if we're trying to get Android to be more widely used among people in the workplace, especially those of us with disabilities, vision problems. I think that would be a very welcome enhancement. But unfortunately, until this can be done, which it won't be easy. This software takes years and years to develop. It's a very niche product. That's why it costs so much. ZoomText for Mac download, for example, is $399. So that is not cheap, but it is well worth the price. But because of these factors, I think that for the foreseeable future, Windows will be in a position to not necessarily disappear. I mean, obviously the use case for Windows are going down, but I don't see it becoming irrelevant yet. It's certainly on its way out, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time, as in the conversation that Felix and I said, he did note that, and I do agree with him. But one of the things that I think as a barrier to Android adoption is to provide, beyond a smartphone, beyond a casual tablet, to provide a productive environment. I think a dedicated solution like ZoomText would definitely be welcome. But I'd like to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Comments are welcome, and have a nice day.